So we really missed on our roster predictions.
What do you mean? I got Caleb Killian. You really messed up. First of all, Mike Jackson and Lucchesi. I mean, Lucchesi was DFA'd for Baruki, and we were talking like Lucchesi was still on the team. And you said they were both going to make it. Mike Jackson's been retired since what, like 1995?
Okay, look. Obviously, I was only like 50%. Okay, like 75%. Okay, 100%. Okay, I was 100% serious about Mike Jackson, but still, I everybody has to recognize that was sort of a ridiculous prediction. But I did get the 3 lefties in the bullpen guess right. You were the one who said that old McDonald, E-I-E-I-O, was going to make it, and instead it was Keaton Winn over McDonald, E-I-E-I-O.
Okay, we both said McDonald was going to make it, and you, I must admit, you said 3 lefties in the bullpen out of complete desperation at the end.
Desperation is my middle name.
I will say, we both missed on Oliva. I mean, I can't believe we both wrote off a 30-year-old minor league journeyman.
Yeah, definitely not our best work. Hit it, Bob.
Welcome to Giant Cocktails, the podcast that, like, everybody loves about the Giants, 2 brothers who are really drunk. And here are your hosts, Ben and Matthew Henry.
What the hell was that, Bob?
What do you mean? I thought it was pretty good.
What do you... Well, okay. Well, that was clearly your voice doing the voiceover to the intro. And folks, for those of you who don't know, welcome to episode 1 of season 6 of Giant Cocktails. Every season we tend to refresh our music and the intro. And, sometimes we add a few other little tidbits here and there. And Matthew was responsible for making sure that the intro got made, and I'm guessing that somebody might have left it to the last second.
I don't know what you're talking about. That intro was perfect. I tried. It was Bob's fault.
It was Bob's fault.
Bob,
it was Bob's.
I kept calling Bob. I emailed him. I sent him the script, and then he's all like, "Oh, I only saw page 1 of the script," and so he recorded all of his stuff, but there was no intros and outros, so I had to improvise, and I didn't think you would notice.
Oh yeah, no, that was spot on, man. That was almost perfect. Yeah, no notes. No notes at all. Bob, what do you have to say for yourself, dude?
I should have taken that accounting job.
Yes, Bob. I'm sure there's a series of mistakes that you have made in your life to lead you to this point. Same. But that was a long time ago, my man. Anything else?
Everyone knows that I carry this show.
Okay. Yeah, well, maybe you could carry it a little bit farther and a little bit faster. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Fine. Welcome to episode 352 of Giant Cocktails. As I said, episode 1 of season 6. Matthew, we've been doing this for 5 years. But we're starting our 6th year.
Yes, we are. And I am as amazed as anyone that we've managed to do something for this long.
Yeah, me too. Everybody's amazed that I managed to do anything this long. It's pretty crazy. But that's neither here nor there. Matthew, pitcher Scott Gereltz, or as I like to call him, Scotty G, appeared in 352 games over his 10-year Giants career. Gereltz started 89 games and finished 162 games. He was an all-star in 1985 as a reliever and finished 6th in the Cy Young voting in 1989 when he went 14-5 as a starter and led the league in ERA with a 2.28 and led the Giants to the World Series for like the first time since the 60s, man. Scotty G, one of the all-time greats. Okay, I got carried away. I got carried away. I love Scotty G. He's like,
I mean, one of the all times, yes. Greats. I don't know if we can say that. I mean, he's certainly not on the Wall of Fame like Joe Panik.
Right. Well, of all of the Giants teams that made it to the World Series when I was a minor, he is one of the all-time great pitchers.
And actually, now that I say that, I don't know if he's on the Wall of Fame or not.
I don't know either. Hey, Bob, look into that. Yeah. No, I'm not going to hold my breath.
Enough with the banter. Let's talk cocktails.
Yeah, sure, Bob. Yeah, let's do the cocktails, man.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Oh, Bob, thank you for asking. Well, Bob, today I'm drinking a cocktail that I'm calling the Opening Day Fizz. Oh. Yeah, Bob. I had to quickly revise my cocktail today. Yep. Well, I guess I had about 7 innings to revise it. Anyway, Bob, that's what I'm drinking. You can find out what's in an Opening Day Fizz at the end of the episode.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Before I get into that, Bob, I got to apologize. Scott Greltz is on the Wall of Fame.
Wow, why are you bagging on Scotty G? Like, why are you trying to drag that man down?
I shouldn't. I don't know why. You have 10 years as a Giant. Definitely,
and he led them to the World Series.
Like, serious, man. Why were you dogging on Scotty G, man?
Me.
Bob, I'm drinking what I'm calling an opening day black eye. I had other thoughts. I had other cocktails in mind. I started out just fine in the first inning, and then in the second inning, things went dark, and I was like, okay, enough of this like champagne crap. I'm going for something harder. So I'll tell you all about it at the end of the episode.
So you're saying in 2021 you got punched in the stomach, but in 2026 you got punched in the face.
That's what it felt like, man. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. A gut punch is a game that you think you're going to win, and then you don't.
Yeah, black eye is just when you take it like bam right in the kisser. And
a black eye is when you get your butt kicked in front of everybody. They hold a special event that's just you. Nobody else is doing anything. Like, you are on the center stage, and it's your stage. It's not anybody else's stage. It's your stage.
Yeah,
your house.
Cable cars and everything.
That's right. They flew in some taxi cabs all the way from New York City, and they made an American flag out of chalk.
I'm also really questioning the what is it? Worldwide, what is it? Wrestling dude? I don't know. That's I don't understand why we had wrestling at the beginning of the
wrestling. Game. There was a wrestler? I missed that.
Yeah, the guy that said play ball, man. He was like some like wrestler. Like, I think it's because Netflix like
WWE's on Netflix, Matthew. Duh.
Oh, WWE. That's right. I wanted to call it WWF, but that's worldwide.
Yeah, no, that's the world. Well, they used to share the same thing, and then they sued each other, and then the World Wildlife Foundation won. Yeah. Little legal trivia there for you. What the hell were we talking about, dude? Like,
I don't know. Well, you just looked at me like I should say something about the Giants opening day.
I was just like, they made stuff out of chalk, blah, blah. And
this is the time where you say, anyway.
Anyway, today is Wednesday, March 25th, as we record this podcast. It's opening day, or opening night, of Major League Baseball and the San Francisco Giants 2026 season, and Tony Vitello's tenure as manager. And boy, did it look good for about 1 inning. But nay, the Giants lost, and now they bring their record to 0-1. And since we last spoke, that brings their record to 0-1 on the season. We will discuss that one defeat later on in the show. But first, we're going to go over the opening day rosters because, one, it was the first prediction where we could figure out if Matthew and I were correct. There was also a second prediction where Matthew was wrong and I was right. Ha ha. Huzzah. I'm still losing in the predictions, though, because Matthew did a pretty good job on the roster predictions. I didn't do so good. But anyway,
when you have a guy that retired in like 1995, it's a little harder.
But you wish I did, right? You kind of wish Mike Jackson was on the roster, don't you?
I do.
Don't you?
I do.
Although I have to say, the part of our bullpen that we never want to see, it did pretty good today. It did pretty good today, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. First, we have to talk about our tidbits. Matthew, if you have excessive inflammation, and it's kind of shiny and reddish purple, is that bad?
Nothing a little preparation H won't take care of.
Oh, well, it's kind of in the wrong place for that, but no, not that kind of tidbit. Sorry, no. Random fact. First, did you know, Matthew? No, you got to do this one. This one's too stupid. I'm not going to pretend that I did this. This is too stupid of a fact. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying it. You're saying this. This is stupid.
It's been 6 months since we've had to come up with tidbits like really close together, like within like 3 days of each other.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it snuck up on me. Like I was like, oh God, like what haven't we talked about?
Yeah.
And so I grabbed one out of thin air. And Ben, did you know that this was the first ever opening day that the two reigning Gold Glove winning pitchers from the previous season started against each other?
I did know that because you told me that inane fact about 20 minutes ago. And I complained about it then. And now here I am talking about it again. And just wasting more time in my life. Yeah. No, that's amaze.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Matthew saw one stat and fell in love.
Yes, exactly, Bob. Why have you never said that before?
Because Bob's getting a little bit more verbose in season 6.
Every season he gets more verbose. Every season Bob takes over more and more of the show. Yes. Wow. Well, that's mainly because the Gold Glove winners are usually in 2 different leagues and teams don't often face each other, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
usually you're facing someone with like in your own division or even your own league.
And I think this is the only series of the season of the opening series that is against 2 interleague teams. I think. I don't know.
Tidbit. I didn't know that.
Well, I don't know that either. I'm just guessing. I'm just taking a flyer. I could double check it, but that would take like a minute. And then I'd have to edit that minute of time out while I was just silently staring at a screen. So I'm not going to do that. So let's just pretend it's true.
Okay. Just like we pretended that Jared Oliva wasn't on the team and that Joey Lucchesi was still on it.
That's later. That's later in the show.
Oh, that's
Matthew.
still later on the show.
Later in the show. We're going to talk about Mr. Oliva. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess right now. Yes. It is time for segment 1 of the episode, wherein we talk about the opening day rosters. Matthew, just 3 days ago, you and I made bold predictions about how the roster would play out, who would make the team, and who wouldn't. You and I both said that Matos' time on the team was short. But we both said he was going to make the opening day roster, I think. We both said that. I know you said that.
I said he was going to make the opening day roster, but then by Monday was going to be DFA.
Right. Yes. And
I was just off by a few days.
Yeah.
I also said some pretty mean things, like that we would next year, we'd be like, whatever happened to Luis Matos? Like,
yeah, you were pretty
I'm
drunk.
sorry, Matos. Like that's uncalled for, you know.
Yeah.
And you might be DFA'd by 3 or 4 different teams by then, but that still doesn't mean that you deserve that.
No.
Just ask Marco Luciano.
That's right. Who?
Right?
No, sorry, too soon. Yes, but most importantly, Matthew, they DFA'd one of their hottest prospects of the last 5 years, and it has been 5 years that we've been talking about Luis Matos, right? It's been 5 years.
Yeah.
They DFA'd one Luis Matos so they could hang on to Jared Oliva, a man who you and I paid so little attention to that I did not have any idea about his history as a baseball player. And it turns out he does have a history, as I almost said, a Major League Baseball player. He has played in the major leagues way back in
2020 and 2021 for the vaunted Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yes. It was a long time ago. The guy was in the major leagues. And so I thought, you told me that the other day, and I was like, what? How is that possible? And I went and looked it up, and it's like, it's possible because the man is 30 years old. The Giants DFA'd Luis Matos for a 30-year-old minor league journeyman. Discuss.
I gave him little chance to make the team because I felt like he was a one-trick pony. Like, didn't he lead the Cactus League in stolen bases? Like, he's fast, and I was like, okay. So that's just, we have those guys every year that play well, have one big skill, and then we never hear from them again. I will say, though, that the Giants have been talking for a while about getting more athletic, and they finally did it.
With a 30-year-old, no less.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, look. Tony Vitello heard about our prediction of how many players are going to steal double-digit bases this year, 10 or more.
I'd like to amend that.
Well, I think you said 3. Didn't you say 3?
Sure.
I think you said 3, but I was really drunk. So
was I. So I could have been that could have been the alcohol talking.
I'm pretty sure I said 2, and I think you said 3. But so I think this was Tony Vitello throwing you a bone. Jared is going to pinch run a number of times, and then he's going to steal 10 bases, and then he'll probably not finish the season with the Giants, and that'll be that. But I'm shocked by this decision. I'm really shocked by it. Look, we both predicted that Matos would go. Not a big surprise there, right? The timing of it also not a surprise to many. Right? We said maybe he'll last a little bit longer. So that part of it doesn't really surprise me. The fact that they say that they use that spot on Jared Oliva is what surprises me. Now, this is a problem they could very quickly solve some other way very quickly, right? Very easily, right? They still have a bunch of guys that they really like, Barracoto, et cetera, that could easily replace Oliva if that's what they decide or need to do. So this isn't really that big of a change. But I don't know. When I just juxtapose Matos versus Oliva, it looks very striking.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was the biggest surprise to me when I was looking at who made the team. Right. I also was shocked by the fact that there were that they made up for the fact that there weren't any lefties on the bench offensively by just going crazy lefties in the bullpen.
That's right. So what was not a surprise to you is that there were no lefties because you said there weren't going to be any lefties on the bench, and there aren't any.
Right. I felt like that was going to be the case. I felt like they were going to keep both Encarnacion and Matos, and then with Koss and Schmidt, that was going to be 4 righties, just like they did last year. So, they have a history. So not a total surprise that there are no lefties on the bench. It will be interesting to see how they deal with that as time goes on. Particularly, I think if Rafael Devers' hamstring doesn't get better and he can't play first base. Then things get a little bit dicey there. So
if there was only somebody who could play first base somewhere, that could maybe take that spot, and like Christian Koss could play the outfield.
You could, that was a lefty that could hit.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know of anybody like that? No. Any magic sword swingers?
Oh, sure. Luis Ariz could just switch over to first.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that actually might be. Okay. Well, look, I'm not saying that's not a crazy idea. Actually, having Casey Schmidt play second base or Christian Koss play second base and Luis Ariz goes back to first, not a crazy idea. But I was thinking of somebody else.
I know.
I was thinking of somebody else. Some other 6'7" individual. But anyway, yes. Let's get on to the one prediction that I did get right, and I'm taking full credit, even though I blurted it out in a drunken stupor. The Giants have 3 lefties in their bullpen. And I think that might have the solution to the fact that there are no lefties on the bench. So I said it might be Lucchesi, Miller, and Lucky Borucki would be the 3 lefties. But that's because I didn't know that Mr. Ryan Borucki or Borucki.
Your guess is as good as mine. I like Lucky Borucki, so let's just go with that.
Yeah, okay. So Lucky was signed to replace Lucchesi. Lucchesi was dropped, and Lucky was brought in.
And folks, it's really hard keeping up with all the changes. Especially when the Giants transaction page doesn't update as quickly as like others. And, yes, I could go hunt for it through like Susan Slusser and, all the Twitter and all those things. But it's hard to keep up. And so I felt a little embarrassed on Monday when we're talking about Sunday night, Lucchesi being on the team. And then I was like, oh, yeah, he got DFA'd for Borucki. So what
Matthew, are you saying you felt embarrassed when you said something that was incorrect on the show?
Well, yes, but I'm used to it by now.
I was gonna say, dude, you pretty much defined the show. That is the show.
This is what happens when you got fans talking, right?
That's right. We're 2 idiots sitting in our closets getting everything wrong, and right now we're going over how wrong we were, which means like Joey Lucchesi not on the team. But you know who is on the team? Matt Gage, and I think Matt Gage could also be the lefty off the bench.
Yeah, just set him up to pinch hit against a tough right-hander.
Sure, yeah.
Late in the game.
Yeah, I mean, how bad could it be? How bad could it be? Yeah, so we ended up with Matt Gage, Eric Miller, and Ryan Lucky Borucki as our 3 lefties, which you heard was their plan all along?
Well, Alex Pavlovich in his video today on YouTube said that they'd been wanting to put 3 lefties in the bullpen. That's the first I've heard of that. I'm a little upset at Alex because he didn't mention that when he was on our show a few weeks ago. So
that's right. I mean, I guess he'd probably be like, oh, well, you didn't ask. I got 3 lefties. But anyway, okay. And so as we already mentioned, Keaton Wynn made the team as the long man. And then the gentleman, there's a guy named JT Brubaker, or as they called him on TV today, JT Brewbreaker. I mean, get the name right. Anyway, that also means that guy Studebaker did not make the team. So, yeah.
I do say, I think that Trevor McDonald, EIEIO, not making the team indicates that he's probably the first one up as a starter when someone inevitably gets hurt.
Yeah, I think so. And they really were high on him. It felt like it was his job to lose. And then they kept throwing him out there, and then boom, he doesn't make the team. I was kind of surprised by that. But if that is a plausible truth that you just said, which is, well, they want him to be the first man up if somebody's needed in the rotation. So, yes. Before we move on from the lefties, though, one Henches. Matt, is his name Matt? Matt Henches?
Matt, yes.
So many Matts.
No, Sam.
Okay, yes. Matt Hergis is what you're thinking.
This is right. This is right. Yes.
Yeah. Good one, dude. God, you're so old. Anyway, Sam Henches is on the IL. So, Hey, lucky Bo Rookie, enjoy your 5 games with the Giants, I guess. Because once Henches is healthy and assuming nobody else goes down, it looks like Bo Rookie's probably on the bubble in terms of going down once Henches comes off the IL. And then anyway, the big shocking surprise. Matthew was right again.
I wasn't surprised.
Yeah, no, you weren't surprised at all.
I've been calling Caleb Killian on my team for the last like 2 or 3 weeks.
I think you called it like on our first episode of spring training. You have been high on Caleb Killian all spring, and you have said his name numerous times. He's always been on your list. I am super impressed. He won the job fair and square over Mike Jackson. Which, I mean, it's a shocker because like an established, successful veteran like that, you would think the role would be his.
Oh, no. You put their career stats up against each other and it's no contest.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. How did Killian win over Mike Jackson?
Youth over experience, Ben. Over experience.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody, Father Time catches everyone.
That's right. But Caleb Killian, it's kind of, the irony is funny in that, he was traded for Chris Bryant. And then, was a top prospect for the Giants, gets traded for Chris Bryant, then comes back and then eventually makes the team. Like, I love that story. Yeah. I think it's great. And I hope he has a great season. Although I feel like he's probably the one that, like, when Joel Piguero comes off the IL, that he might be the one that gets, sent down. But
that is also correct because Joel Piguero also on the IL. So, and that's a 10-day IL. So,
15.
15. That's right. The pitchers go on 15-day IL. And I believe that goes back to like their last spring training game or something. I don't remember how it works, but so.
Yeah, it was like March 22nd is the date that they posted for everyone.
Yeah, so it's 15 days from then, which is interesting. So, and I believe it's calendar days, not game days.
Correct.
So, there you have it. That is the Giants bullpen. May God have mercy on our souls. All right. I don't know, Matthew. Like, I guess we got to talk about it.
The opening day face punch?
Yeah, that's what the opening day face punch.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. 2021. We had opening day. Giants were up like, I want to say 6-1 in the 8th. And then they lose 8-7 in 10 innings to the Mariners.
That is correct.
And we called it the opening day gut punch because, we were already riding high. The game was going great. And then Alvarez just chokes.
Oh my God. OG listeners, you remember how Matthew felt about was Wilson Alvarez, is that right?
Jose Alvarez. That was
Jose Alvarez, that's right. Matthew, you know how Matthew's the positive guy and I'm the I'm the mean guy, right? Like that like I have to be the only guy on the planet who goes after Jung-Hoo Lee because nobody else will do it. Like, that's my role. Matthew hated this guy. And it was all, I think, from this one moment.
It was. And you can't even go back and listen that far on like Apple Podcasts because they only do like the last 300 episodes. So you can't even listen to episode 1. But I was mad. And so but the silver lining of the opening day gut punch was that they happened to win 107 games after that loss.
Wow.
And so my point is, let's not get all worked up over the fact that we got smoked by the New York Yankees on opening day in our own house on national streaming services.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not good. I made a cocktail that day called Opening Day Gut Punch. And it's actually a really good punch. If I remember, I'll try to drop the recipe for that in the show notes because my cocktail today was inspired and somewhat based upon that cocktail. The Opening Day Fizz is based on that cocktail. So, Matthew, since we just talked about Jose Alvarez and how he was responsible primarily for the opening day gut punch, and you hated him for the rest of the season, should we talk about the person who was primarily responsible for today's loss and how you feel about him? Are you going to hate one Logan Webb for the rest of the year, or
No, I'm not, because first of all, I have matured as a podcaster and baseball fan since 2021.
Yeah.
Also, some of those hits, man, were just janky, like
They were
CNI
typical Logan
hits.
Webb hits.
They were, when you pitch ground balls and the ground balls find eyes, it's just it's tough to watch, and I don't feel like he deserved 7 or whatever, 5 or 6 runs, whatever he gave up. I don't feel like he deserved.
Well, it
that.
was a typical Logan Webb bad day, right? Like, he gave up a lot of hits. Some of them were seeing eye grounders. And then he didn't get great defense, right? He had some bad throws that might have gotten him out of some of those jams. And he really does rely. Well, he doesn't rely, but he really benefits from great defense. And he didn't get that today. So maybe you don't want to hate Logan Webb all year. Maybe you want to hate one Willie Adames. And I remember Rich Aurelia on FanFest Day, he said that Willie Adames was not going to get off to a slow start, especially on defense. And today, Willie could not throw the baseball anywhere near where it was supposed to go. Although Casey Schmidt probably... but that was a hard double play because Casey was the one who picked up the grounder. So wasn't that a 3-6-3 attempt?
I think so.
Yeah, you got to make a good throw to your moving first baseman, right? Don't make him sprint towards the bag and then have to lunge back the way he was coming, Willie. Throw the damn ball to where it's supposed to go.
He also got away with a bad throw later when he was trying to throw the ball to second base and the ball hit the runner sliding into second base.
Yeah, I actually think that was before.
Otherwise, it would have gone all the way into right.
Yes, that was bad too. And on the I was listening to the radio at that time because I like Hunter Pence and all that sort of stuff, and CC Sabathia. I like them as players and whatever, but I don't know. There's just something about these streamers and their play-by-play guys. They just drive me insane. And I couldn't listen to that broadcast. So I was listening to the radio.
It's funny you say that, though, because I do like Matt Vescursion. I do. And he actually used to be a Padres broadcaster when I lived in San Diego. And so I actually was very familiar with his work. So I didn't find it distracting at all. I was actually very thankful that it was Hunter Pence and Matt Vescursion. And then, that other, Yankee dude, whatever.
You mean Oakland native CC Sabathia?
Oh, Oakland native. Okay, sure.
Look, this stuff happens, right? This stuff happens. We've all seen Logan Webb have games like this. And I don't think we can go at it and be like, I hate Logan Webb. He's lost it. But Matthew, we don't have a lot of time left, and maybe we should get to the rest of the game. But really quickly, do you want to have a go at the WBC? Do you want to just want to blame them at all, or you know?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
I'm glad you brought that up.
We'll work it out. We'll add a couple extra minutes to the show. Go for it.
Well, I mean, Logan Webb clearly peaked a couple weeks ago. And, I don't care if it's Canada versus, the Yankees. I don't, to me, that's neither here nor there. It's the fact that he was amped up and pitching in really high intensity games earlier than he should be. And so when he gets out on opening day, just didn't have the right mojo going. And I blame the WBC. I don't like it.
Wow. There you go, folks. See, everybody hates the WBC until they start playing the games, and then everybody loves it. And then as soon as it's over, everybody hates it again.
Mm-hmm. You know who else I hated watching the WBC was Jung Hoo Lee.
Oh, well, okay. No, stand aside, Matthew.
I'm blaming that too. I'm blaming.
Oh, you're blaming that? You're blaming that too? You don't have to take this bullet if you don't want to.
Well, I just feel like I should defend him a little bit because you're about to just.
Oh, I see. I see how it is. I see how it is. Yeah, I'm
trying to protect you from the hooligans.
I do want to point out, folks, that the Giants played about one good inning of baseball before everything went off the rails. And that involved a very strong first inning by Logan Webb. And then the Giants came out. They put some ducks on the pond. Yeah, I mean, whoever was hit in front of JHL could have done better, whatever. Point is, runners on first and third with 2 outs. JHL is up there, gets a single pitch in the, like, it was mid-ish, but it was really kind of also lower quadrant in, right? So down and in, right? Not a pitch he probably should be like turning on, but whatever. It was in the strike zone. Fine. And what did he do with it? Where did he hit it? Where did it go, Matthew?
He rolled it over to second base.
Yes, he rolled it over to the second baseman at the blistering speed of 75 miles an hour to Jazz Chisholm. Jazz made a fantastic play on a crazy line drive that Matt Chapman hit. Matt Chapman hit this frozen rope that was like 1.5 feet off the ground. It was crazy. It was like a laser beam. So Matt Chapman looks good, is what I'm saying, and he got unlucky on that one. But Chisholm got it and then bobbled it and then caught it. It was a great play and a nice hit ball. But anyway, he didn't have to really work hard on that JHL grounder. So way to start the season, JHL. Way to go, buddy. Yeah, people, get out your pitchforks. You know where I live, hooligans. So anyway, but Matthew, just to sum up the game. The bullpen was great, and the lineup sucked balls, just like we said at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, exactly. I think we were the first to say that the bullpen was going to be outstanding and that the lineup was a concern. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Although, Ben, obviously we're joking a little bit, but I looked up how the Giants fared against left-handers last year. Would you care to guess where, in terms of batting average, the Giants were against lefties in 2025?
Are you saying ranking or like just what?
Yeah, like out of 30 teams, where did they sit?
It's not good. I'm going to say 27.
37th.
Wait, are you saying that there's 7 minor league teams that were better than them, Matthew? Is that
There
what you're
must
saying?
have been. There must have been at least that. But they were 30th out of 30 teams. And so I don't know why we were like expecting all of a sudden different results when you have pretty much the same team. I guess maybe Harrison Bader was supposed to save us from the lefties.
That's right. Harrison Bader, the big addition. He can hit lefties, right?
Well, he's got reverse splits.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
He hit 300 against right-handers last year and like 227 or something like that against lefties.
Oh, my God. So basically what you're saying is that anytime the Giants face a left-handed pitcher this year, it's going to be
I'm saying teams are going to be lining their rotation up so the lefties face the Giants.
And that's why we have 3 lefties in our bullpen, because we're like, hey, left-handed pitchers are really good.
Maybe we should have more of those.
Maybe we should have more of those. I think you took the wrong lesson away, Buster. I think you took the wrong lesson away. Yeah, well, it's good to know we had a problem and we didn't fix it. I will say this, though. They did face one of the best left-handers in all of baseball. So maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe this is just, Max was really good.
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees faced one of the best right-handers in all of baseball. And,
And they put the ball into play and they got lucky. This is whatever. Okay, this is BS. Let's move on to the pitching, okay? Let's move on to the bullpen, because there was some silver linings, and we first of all, the bullpen was great. I mean, they gave up 2 hits and a walk, or one hit and 2 walks.
It was actually 1 hit, 2 walks.
1 hit, 2 walks,
and they struck out 5.
5
in 4 innings.
In 4 innings. Okay, so that was Wynn, Brubaker, and Caleb Killian. And I think this is the part of the bullpen that we don't want to see, right? Like Keaton Wynn's your early guy. Brubaker is your the guy, your last guy you want to see. If Brubaker,
I want to see him. I want to see him.
Well, now you do. Like, he pitched really well, but like in theory, you don't want to see him because if he's in the game, the Giants are losing badly. If Brubaker's in the game. And Killian is going to be a low leverage guy, right? So these are not the guys that you want to see, and they pitched really, really well. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm an idiot. Well, you know what? Now I think about it.
Yeah, you are.
I'm definitely an idiot. So this is fine. Everything's fine. The bullpen's great. There's a problem solved.
I know we're wrapping this up, but we never talked about the highlight of the game, though.
Okay. Well, what was the highlight of the game?
Arson Judge's 4 strikeouts.
No, Matthew. Arson Judge is perfect. He's a Wall of Famer. The man that you saw strike out 4 times today, that was New York Yankee great Aaron Judge.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so, yes, I really did enjoy watching that. That was, and it was nice because it was a silver lining that kept coming back. You know, you were like, hey, because you know how the Yankees fans are. Oh, we're walking, we're with 7, and then that just like having Aaron Judge hit a home run would have just been the icing on their cake, and then they just would have been,
It would have been insufferable.
Well, they're always insufferable, but they would have been more so. They're Yankees fans. This is by definition. That's the definition of a Yankee fan: insufferable. Right. Yeah.
Wait. Bob's trying to get a word in.
Okay.
He wants,
go ahead.
He wants to do a little pitching. You want to talk about the pitching?
Camilo's on fire.
Yes, Bob. Oh, Bob. Yeah, Camilo was on fire. Camilo got 4 outs and gave up no hits or walks. I mean. Yeah, and Camilo of old gives up an opening ground ball like that. Like, I don't know who's playing short to me. I don't know who's playing shortstop for the Yankees. Whoever is, he sucks. Because that was
Duvall says, according to the box score, only got 3 outs. He only pitched the 9th.
But Matthew, the first batter of the inning, reached on an error. A simple, lazy ground ball to the shortstop, and then he muffed it. And, sir, I consider that an out.
Okay.
Therefore, Mr. Camilo Duvall got 4 outs in the inning.
Okay, all right.
And after giving up that error, did he implode? Did he walk the next 2 guys and load the bases?
That would be giant Camilo Duvall.
That's right.
Not Yankee.
That's right.
Camilo Duvall.
That's right, because the Yankees are smart and know how to use a talent like Camilo Duvall. Watch, Yankee Camilo's going to have 45 saves. Bednar's going to get hurt or he's going to lose his job, and Camilo's going to have 45 saves this year. You heard it here first. I don't know. That's the way it's going to be.
Isn't it time for the booze, boys?
I already drank mine, Bob. It's long gone.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Well, I'm not drinking. I'm drinking a bottle of club soda, Bob, because Oh, yeah, right. I get it. Okay. Bob, thank you for asking. Today I'm drinking a cocktail that I am calling the Opening Day Fizz. Oh. And what is in an Opening Day Fizz? Oh? Well, Bob, I'm glad you asked. It has 1 ounce of dark rum, 1 ounce of light rum. Choose whichever rums you like. It also has 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice and 1 ounce of simple syrup because I like sweet cocktails. Sue me. To that, you're going to add 1 egg white. Put all of those ingredients into a shaker with no ice. Shake it vigorously for like 10 to 15 seconds. Open that shaker, add some ice, and then shake it again until it is well chilled. Then strain all of that into a chilled Collins glass with no ice and top it with club soda. And enjoy. And that is how you make an Opening Day Fizz. Oh.
That's a tasty cocktail.
Bob, it was really good. This was really good. Man, I hope the Giants suck all the time so I can keep drinking this No, I could drink it if they win. It was good. Move along.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I had plans. I had sparkling wine in the fridge, chilled. It was going to be like a American 75-ish thing where we were going to do like, some Sonoma County sparkling wine with some like blackberries, and it was going to be really yummy. And then the second inning hit, and I needed something stronger. So I pivoted, and I created Opening Day Black Eye. What's in that? Well, it's got 1 ounce of bourbon, but then I was like, no, I need a little bit more than that. So I added 1 ounce of rye. Then I had a 1/2 ounce of Orange Curacao for the orange of the San Francisco Giants, and a 1/3 ounce of rich Demerara syrup, which looked black in the bottle, 1 ounce of lemon juice, and then 3 large blackberries to represent the black eye that I had at the end of the second inning. You're going to put the berries and the syrup in a shaker, and you're going to muddle it till they're all just pulverized. Then you're going to add the remaining ingredients with ice, give it a good shake until well chilled, and then double strain it into a rocks glass with fresh ice, and garnish it with a blackberry and or a lemon twist. And you've got yourself an Opening Day Black Eye. That's what I'm drinking, Bob.
That's a tasty cocktail.
And that's a wrap, folks. Thank you for listening to season 6 of Giant Cocktails. Don't forget that we will be back on Monday after we finish this Yankees series with a Sunday off day. Kind of weird, but yeah, kind of strange.
Sunday is off?
Yeah, Thursday's off, and then we play Friday and Saturday, and then there's no game on Sunday.
That is weird.
So if you're all lonely, then just feel free to reach out to us on the socials, where you can reach us at Giant Cocktails on, all the usual places. Don't forget, you can also subscribe and listen to us on YouTube, and you can also leave comments on Spotify, which Ben checks periodically. This might be a great time at the beginning of the season to go over to Spotify or Apple Podcasts and leave a 5-star review. And that would really help the show. Bob, what is it about those 5-star reviews?
It's not positive if it's not 5-star positive.
That's right.
Way to go,
so
Bob.
Go over and do that as Bob asked. Until then, Ben, it was great talking 2026 Giants with you. Until next time, cheers, my friend.
Cheers, Matthew. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. Bob, what do you have to say?
I think you're idiots. Thank you for listening to the Giant Cocktails Podcast. Until next time, bottoms up.
What?
Bob's a little salty in 2026.
So what, 2026 Bob doesn't do his work, insults us, and then says that he carries the show? What is this crap?
Kind of does though, so don't piss him off, okay?
No. Like, okay, this is the problem with AI. Okay? Like, everybody thinks they all want the AI to be like sassy or funny and cute. What we want the AI to do, Bob, is do the work, but make it so I get paid for it.
Okay, but Bob's not even AI. So.
That's true. That's true. Bob's just a figment of our imagination, and we control him.
Yeah, some guy we pay $100 every.
Every spring. I mean, he just read that guy just reads some papers, some lines on a piece of paper. Okay, it's like it's digital paper.
Okay, but like he's real to me, man. I love Bob.
Yeah, but that's because you're Bob. Like, you just love yourself. I mean, I get it. I'm Bob too. Like, we're both Bob. But like, maybe we should just have a show with just Bob.
Maybe Bob will actually have a real intro. the time the next podcast comes around.
Well, one could only hope, but I'm not holding my breath.
Subscribe now while you're still drunk.